What's up, everybody? Dark Knight 316, Robert Wheeler Gaming, and this is the Roundtable Podcast, episode 39. All right. So, what are we drinking today?
I was at the grocery outlet, Dollar Tree, I don't remember. I found this 24-ouncer Rockstar. So, ooh, look at that one.
And then we found this Rockstar Strawberry Peach right here. So we'll see what that is.
I'm going to need this one because I am tired.
Yeah, you look it. So, before we begin with the stories, what have you been playing?
So, no, it's not too bad. So, I planned Starlight Legacy, and I went to continue on to play Final Fantasy 12.
So how you liking 12?
The story's picking up a little bit better. I still do not like the concept that it's a MMO for a single player game, which didn't make sense at all. But so far, story's been picking up, so I've been enjoying it so far.
Yeah, they put it as an MMO like that because you weren't able to play 11, and 11 was all MMO at that time. And so that's why they made 12 where they're like, oh, well, let's bring this concept to
still
console. And so they made it that way.
And I think I'm also liking it too because I'm navigating the map a little bit better. Because when I first started, I was like, the map sucks.
Yeah, you have to 100% the map.
So I'm navigating the map a little bit better, but it's not like, I'm still learning. It's not as big, so.
So how'd you like that Starlight Legacy?
That game's actually really good. For being a classic 16-bit game, it was really good. The only downfall I had was because, they make you focus on the conditions of if they're weak to fire, then you use ice and things like that. So a lot of times I kept getting hit with status elements.
There wasn't anything to really protect it. There was no rings or anything that would protect you from all elements. So I mean, unless there was, and I just didn't find the treasure box or something on there. But that game came out for the PlayStation, didn't have DLC. And then, within a day or two, they added the update. Yeah. So that has DLC, which you have to replay the game again. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of dumb, because I wish that they just... Because you also have to play every part of it, because you have to fill up the bestiary. So I wish that they just had you just beat the game, so that you could just go around it real quick, but whatever. So the first story, Sony's been nuking a bunch of games, and they've been... nuking these games that most people call shovelware, where it's just you just hit one button and you get all the trophies and stuff like that. Like if you see on the screen here, the Jumpin' Spaghetti or the Jumpin' Orange 3. So they've had the Jumpin' Orange 2 and the Jumpin' Orange 1. And so, these games come out, they're usually about anywhere from 99 cents to $2, depending on what it is. They give you both the PS4 and 5 version on it. And a lot of people are happy about this because they're oh, only true trophy hunters, they don't play these type of games and stuff like that. What's your opinion on this?
I did a video on this one, but I stand by my comments on that video. I think you have your pros and cons. Now, I know Sony wants to clear up the store because there have been complaints, things like that. Anytime you go to the store, you see all that. But... Sony still took their profit from it. Sony still green-lighted these games as it was going on the store. So they did not mind taking their 30%. And I think that's the biggest issue I have, is because, I think of it as if this were my company. So they have a catalog of almost 1,200 games. So you figure 1,200 games, on average you sell 1,000. So let's say you made $2 million off of those games at $2 a pop. Sony takes 30% of that, and then with the fees that it costs for you to put on each game, and then plus what you're going to take home in fees, and so let's say you take home $1 million too. This is maybe, let's say, your side business that you do, but then Sony did not mind taking all your money and then nukes it because they want to clean it up. What happened to their quality assurance team doing all this before they put them up to be able to determine that?
I could see maybe they don't want it to flood the new game release tab, but then maybe put this in a separate tab where you could go find like maybe like easy games or something, or do a tab where it's like value games, and then you click on it and you see all this in here, so that then you know these are the value games that don't cost that much on there. Because I don't think that Sony should take out any of these games unless it like alludes to certain like violence and stuff like that, where it's like where they're making fun of certain people and stuff. Well, then I think that maybe you should like take that out and stuff. But like for this here, it's like they're only taking it out of this company because there's other companies out there that have games that are like shovelware as well that they didn't nuke any of those.
Breakthrough Gaming, for instance, you can consider that shovelware, but like I like that company because it's a Christian company. So like I am, at one time I would just buy those games to give support to them. Didn't care what it was, just to be able to help support and give them money. But then after a while, I was just like, it's getting too expensive, because you figure you're paying $1 every single time. It gets expensive. But I do think, though, that there are some games on the PlayStation that are more like you can consider them shovelware. They may take a little bit longer, but like Sony keeps those games. And some of these are just like bad games.
Or like stupid games. Like they have like the one where it's like, like movie simulator, where then you go and you own like a Blockbuster and you go do that. Or they got like weed simulator and that kind of stuff like that. Where I'm like,
one where it's it's this guy. He's like, oh, Grandma, help me find a date, or like something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm, and then they still have those.
But because this one is just, I'm pushing XXX, and I think too what you have to, what Sony, I don't think there will be any legal issues against them because they can determine pretty much anything what you broke for their terms of service. But I think that now they would have to define what like a shovelware game is, and especially if it's an indie developer, define what is indie development like constitutes that you can't put a game like this on your PlayStation Store. I think that's the biggest issue that you have, because I think then it discourages like young, maybe these, like somebody who created this is somebody who's trying to get into the market and seeing how their games work and things like that, and if they can do it. But I think it's trying to have Sony push for you to buy more $60 games or $50 games because they take more of a profit. So I see the pros and cons. I think it's done too, because I was reading comments about people who were like, oh, the people on the leaderboards are going to be, crying because they don't get this. But then I'll also talk about, like, one of the things those exact same people are always talking about is, like, gamer freedom. Well, if you're a gamer and you want to spend $1, $2 on this game, then what's the problem? Then why are you, like, complaining about, oh, we get rid of these games? If there are trophy hunters who want to spend their money on it, let them spend their money on it. That's gamer freedom that you're always pushing and talking about. But then when they're nuking this, you're like, about time, those trophy hunters are going to cry and stuff like
this
that.
game doesn't have any like political agenda or anything in it, like some of the games that have been coming out. And so I could see like you shouldn't be, there's nothing to really like complain about this. The only people that are complaining about this is like the trophy hunters, that they consider like these easy games is not like you're doing any challenge. They want these games that are like, make you challenge. And I'm like, well, maybe that's how you want to play it. I mean, maybe some people don't have all the time in the day to go play those 1,000-hour games or those completely online games, and that's not their job.
Who are trophy
so
hunters, they want the
casual.
They do stuff like that. Like, I know a lot of people, like, I do it for myself. Like, I'll get games like this, and I'll use it as kind of, I just got a platinum for one. Let me take a break on something that is simple that I don't even have to.
Yeah, you don't even have to think and you get it. So that then
and I can just go through these games, kind of cleanse your palate before you start a grind on another RPG.
Exactly.
So I think these are good to use as, like, to lead up to the next game you want to play. Now, if you have a whole, like, if you're max level because you got all these, then more power to you. You spent a lot of money on all those games. But I do think, though, that and I think that was one thing too. I didn't talk about it in my video, but I thought about it after filming. It was like gamer freedom. You know, a lot of people are always talking about all the gamers should be able to own their games and things like that. But then when it comes to this, they're like trash, trash, trash. So
I think this company should maybe bring out a bundle and do like 100 games.
they should do all their 1,200 games as a bundle.
So I'm saying like,
For
or
like
do like
$100 or something.
yeah, do like $100 one where it's like all their 99-cent games. So you get like jump and everything, and then or those jump, hump, thump ones or whatever that they use the alphabet.
Thump, dump.
Like I think that they should do a bundle because there's some of these games that are out there that come in the bundle that it's like there's like a what is it, like a football game, and all you're doing is you're running around and dodging everything. And it's real easy to pick up trophies and get a platinum on it, and those aren't delisted.
But I saw this one. There was like these like anime chicks.
Yeah, the waifu ones.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour game, but they're not going to get rid of that, and that's worse than just hitting X X X X.
Yeah,
X,
so
X
I wonder
time.
what they're because I was reading this article and some of them were saying that Sony recently, when they got the complaints from the consumers about it, that they put it in their terms of services. But I looked at the terms of services. I didn't see anything of what considered like that they breached on it.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's very vague.
Yeah, so
and they can do it for whatever.
So that's why I'm wondering if like there could be a lawsuit on it.
I don't think
but
so.
I don't know if the company would even want to do it because they're really not making like the buku bucks, you know?
Enough.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing is, when I saw this article, I asked ChatGPT about that because I was like, "Is there a lawsuit?" And they were like, "There isn't any legal." Because I gave this article, and they're like, "There isn't really any legal thing that they can do because you got to think like they agreed to the terms of service, so then Sony can say whatever they want as a terms of service that they broke.
Basically,
it's something that could be very, as you were saying, you were looking through it, something that could be very vague, and they could say you broke that terms of service. So that's why I would.
Yeah, because like some people were saying that it says for pushing like one button. So okay, so then what if they change the game and make you push 2 buttons?
Yeah,
that's not breaking terms of services.
Well,
then they can do a. You jump here and then you hold R1 to go faster. There's 2 buttons you hit.
You do hit 2 buttons. Some of these games you have to hit start to go and hit your options. But,
yeah, or maybe just hit 2 buttons and hold those down and do it. Like
overall, I'm disappointed for the company. I've always liked to support these smaller game companies and things like that. And whether or not you make a game like this or you make a big game, to me, I'm like, make the game.
And I also think, though, before we move on to the next one, is like, if you're an actual trophy hunter, you should be going, like, if you want to do it, get it for all games.
That's
you can't consider
hunting.
Yeah, you can't consider be like the trophy hunter and you're only playing first-person shooters and you're getting platinums on that. How are you a trophy hunter? You're not expanding it to every genre.
You hunt everything. That's why a trophy hunter. And, I think a lot of it, too, comes down to because people didn't play, like, trophy hunting like we did in the PS3 era, where it was like, you had to play everything if you wanted your trophy level up. So you're used to just playing if it was... Because, back in the day, remember, it was like the kids' games, Up, Ben 10, things like that. People are like, oh, you play Hannah Montana. Oh, you played those games? Oh, you're not a true trophy hunter. No, you had to play everything on PS3 era. And I think that's what I miss a lot.
Yeah, and I think people's trophy hunting term, quote-unquote, is different for each person because, like, for me, I'm like, trophy hunter is just getting trophies. No matter what the game is, you're getting the trophy, you're going for the platinum on there. Like, I don't like playing games that don't have a platinum, but that's just my,
that's just your preference.
Yeah, my preference on there where, I could be considered not a trophy hunter because I'm not going off after every trophy in the game, like, even the 100% and stuff.
You don't play the Demon Souls.
I don't go... I don't do the, when the game comes out for DLC, now I got to go get it because it's not 100%. Like,
and see, and that's the thing, is like, some of these people I see, they have 100% counts, like, all power to them, but you got to think, like, when do you hit that burnout? Like, that's where I created a video on that, because, like, you have to set...
That's why you're doing your platinum retirement.
Yeah, you have to set some ground rules on... Especially for me, like when I was telling you a couple of years ago when I wanted to retire from trophies, and I said, like, I'm not retiring from getting the platinums, but once I hit max level, there's no reason for me to continue to push on like I have been.
Yeah, to try to get to max level.
If there's a game I like, I'll play it, I'll platinum it. But there's no point in me once I hit max level to be like, all right, I'm at 1,000 platinums, now I get to 2. There's no point, because at the end of the day, like, what am I
Well, plus they
Wouldn't
haven't even
accomplish
raised it.
Yeah.
So if they would have raised it to like 9,999, then I would think, oh, I try to shoot for that, you know.
But they didn't, and too, you know, like I talk about it all day, but you know, I'm getting older, so it's one of those too. Like I don't have enough time to grind trophies. As the years when you show your trophy like recap, and I went like I think like 3-4 years ago I went from like 110, and then I went down to like 59, and then this year I went to like 40 something. So it's like it's not. Like I looked at it, I was like, I'm not sad about it. Like, oh man, I only got 40. Like, what the heck am I doing? I'm like, I'm getting older. Like, you work, you know, you have social life. You get tired after work. Like, I'm not young to the point 20 years ago I could stay up all day and do this. So, that's just me.
All right, so our next story is about Nvidia CEO talking about everybody's having a doom narrative about AI and how bad AI is and why things shouldn't have AI. Now, yes, there's pros and cons on why like AI could be good and helpful and how AI could be bad. So I can see both ways. It just depends on how you're using it. And this is like the basically kind of like the Instagram, YouTube type era where everybody's like, oh, well, this isn't going to be popular. This ain't TikTok. Same thing, like, this isn't going to make it. And then it blows up to be something that, like, everybody uses. And then now people that was dogging on it is now using it and stuff. Like, I don't see things like it wrong using AI. It just depends on how it's used, is my opinion on it. Because, like, if AI is going... Because AI, whether you like it or not, is going to be taking away a bunch of jobs. Because AI just makes it easier to do the coding that people can't compute numbers that quick. Yeah, it sucks, but that's just basically how it was. Because if you think about back in the day, the typewriter, they had the secretaries typing on the typewriter on there. But then the computer came out, and it was easier to save data and stuff like that. You didn't need that one there. They just had to learn the typewriter.
You know what AI can't replace, though?
What?
Like plumbing and all that stuff.
No, it can't do that. But I'm saying it's like, you know, all these jobs that, you know, that were there that before got replaced by technology, and they still needed the people to use that technology on it. So it's just going to not get rid of everybody, but it's going to just lower the amount of people they need.
Yeah.
And yeah, that could be bad on it, but it's also something that, since AI is still like new, then maybe it should be something that like you should learn how to use it, so that then when it's threatening your job, you're like, hey, I know how to use this AI thing, and then you'll look better at it for people that are just like, oh, AI is the one who's screwing me over and blah blah blah.
You
like
might
that.
be that one where, like, I was reading the article. I think it was Stellar Blade. They were saying, oh, one person who can do the AI can do 100 people's job. So it's like you could be that one person who knows how to manage and be able to ask like the right questions, be able to find the right data for AI, and be able to do that. Now, like, I'm in the same boat with you. Like, I think you could use the AI for good and evil. We see that how people do, but like the one thing I think that I would never want to do if I ever you know become big in YouTube and stuff like that. So I never want to have an AI like you see these ones. They have like that kind of the AI like YouTube channels where you see they kind of have some avatar and things like that. Like, to me, I don't think that is good, because it's like I'm the brand of my channel. Like, you're not the brand of the channel. Your avatar is the brand of the channel. So like when you look at AI and stuff like that, I think that's like a bad way to really. And I mean that's more of like a it's not that bad, but it's kind of, you know, a smaller. You know, when you see people like trying to rob people with AI, like that's bad. But in AI too, like there are things that you can go in AI and learn even in your everyday like work life. Like sometimes I would go to ChatGPT and I'll ask like, hey, how do you do this Excel formula? Because I'm not good at Excel, but I'd like to learn it. And then it would tell me, okay, if you're looking at this, but like I can't punch in the data, you know, of course, because like sensitive information. But I can ask like, how do I run this Excel formula? And then I learn and do it myself. And then it ends up like, if I can do it, great. Like I learned how to do it. But it's easier because sometimes when you're Googling things, it's like, for me, I'm not good at searching keywords and things like that. I can ask ChatGPT like, hey, how do I run this formula in Excel? And then they'll tell me exactly how to do it. So,
well, the people that are saying that like, oh, AI is bad, well, look at all your search engines. All of them now are implemented their form of AI. So it's not like it's going anywhere. So it's better to use the tools that's available now, learn how to use it, and get better on it. Yeah. So that then when AI does come around and you're like not for sure if it's real, not for sure if it's AI, you may be able to go and tell it. Mm-hmm. Now, I can see for like the bad things where people are trying to take over other people's identities and stuff like that using AI. Like that, yeah. I think that if you're posting it like online, like let's say like YouTube or some kind of thing like that, I think that there should be some regulations on it where like you have to disclose like if you see now on like the YouTube Shorts or Instagram or TikTok where they say like Sora, mm-hmm. that tells you that it's AI generated video that you just watched. So you're not thinking that, oh, that's real, because there is AI out there that they can mimic your voice and your likeness and then copy it on there.
Is there a tool that you could use like to run and say, this is AI to identify to tell you that it's AI?
Yes, you can
like that.
Well, you can run any AI into other AIs, and it'll tell you whether the stuff is AI,
if it's generated or if it's real. Because that's also what I think needs to happen. Because I do agree, like they should say if you're writing a short or something like that, like generated by Sora.
Yeah.
I don't know the Sora one because I use ChatGPT, but like generated by Sora or generated by a Grok. Or like something like that, or ChatGPT. So then people who are watching it goes, oh, okay, it's not actually real. Yeah. Sometimes you see these things, you go, oh, wow, this guy actually jumped off this thing with this cat. And then you realize it's just
now, like, most of them, like, some of them you can totally tell, like, obviously there's not, like, a bear talking, walking down the street, like, with the selfie stick.
I mean, you never know.
So, obviously, you could go see that. But also, I see AI could be used in, like Jarvis, like Iron Man's computer that was there for his chest and all that, his armor set that can help him do a bunch of stuff. Like I could see that doing good. I mean, people were complaining about Alexa and Siri and all that, and back in the day, and now everybody uses it.
In this article, though, this is the interesting thing I thought, though, because how do you say Huang? I don't know how you say his name, but was asked about the idea of God AI, which is interesting that they would even use for God AI and the stigma surrounding the growth. And he says that regarding the God AI, having any reasonable ability to create the ability to understand the human language, genome language, and molecular language, and protein language, and amino acid language, and physics language, all supreme, well, that God AI just doesn't exist, he says. It's going to get there, though. Yeah,
it doesn't exist right now, but it will be on there. And it may, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, depending on, we could see like a whole Terminator type thing where like the robots self-replicate and have their own brain and stuff like that to go and, change everything. Or it could be like iRobot and stuff like that. Like, yes, we can see that happen, because if you look at like the current CES that just happened in January, I think about a week ago or whatever, they were showing more and more on how those robot avatars are starting to get look more realistic and stuff like that, and how everything's using companion AI and stuff like that. So with these gaming companies that were getting their awards taken away, like E33, they didn't even use it to help them with their coding on it. All they did was use it for environmental stuff that was very minuscule, because they needed it real quick so they could bring out the game. So I can see the hope. I just think that most people were mad about it is because they won so many awards, because that game was so good that they dominated it, that they wanted to find some excuse for it. Because you find out that later on, after they got their one award taken away for the indie circuit, that the runner-up, that blue whatever game, they used generative AI. And then there's all these other games are using generative AI. So like we said before, like it depends on how you use it.
It's how you use it.
Is like I don't mind, like how you use it is what it is. So
because I also think of it too, like what if you're able to create a AI and stuff like that? You can talk about Jesus, like not having Jesus, but like you could share the gospel using an AI. Like that would be awesome. But we need people like us out there to do it. But like you can think of, you can use things for good, be able to teach people, show people things. I want to get into the, like, hoping that like a Chat GPT could do something to where, I don't know if they have any of the programs, but like you can tell it like, hey, I need to figure out how to run this formula or something like that, and then they tell you back, like to teach you it back on exactly how to do it. I don't know if there's programs like that.
Well, most of the people are using it to write their school papers, so I'm pretty sure you can do that to put in like your math equation, and it'll show you how to solve it.
When I'm like doing something, I want it because I'm like, I'll type it and say, hey, here's a thought I have about how to do something, and then I wanted to like have somebody telling me like, hey, this is how you run it, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. But usually when I'm reading it, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not smart enough.
It just depends on how you type it, because you could tell it like, tell me how to run, Gronk, effectively or whatever, and then it'll tell you on there if it could find it and know what you're doing. Because in like these early AI stuff, when it comes out, like ChatGPT sucked. It's like you tell it to go do something, it would never even.
It's getting better.
It's getting better on there. Same with like pictures. When you're doing an image and you're like, hey, like find me this picture, and it could never find the picture that you need, or you could totally tell it was using AI.
My favorite is when you would tell it something to be like, oh, say this word, and then it'd spell it wrong. You'd be like, I typed it correctly.
Yeah.
How do
it's
you
like you couldn't read
it?
It? Yeah. So we'll move on to the next story. If you're a wrestling fan, you can check out our Tackles and Takedowns podcast that we have as well. But CM Punk is going to be headlining the 2K26 showcase mode for the 2K26 WWE game. So I'm assuming that means he's going to be on the cover, since it's prominently showing his showcase. Now, the thing I think is kind of dumb, though, is one, they're going to show matches of his early days, which is fine on there. But then they're going to show what if matches. Like, if he didn't leave in this year, he could have been facing these people and stuff like that. And I think that, like, he doesn't have enough matches in WWE to really warrant to have the headline, like, things on here for a lot of matches. Like, John Cena has a lot of matches, so he could have been doing the one on there. Or, like Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could have...
Cody Rhodes doesn't really
actually, he doesn't have that much, too. So they could have put somebody else on here of a legend that did. I mean, like, last year they had the Bloodline on there, because Roman Reigns had a bunch of matches that they did for the showcase. But they're bringing back this one that's called like, the Yard, which is basically their hub where you go around and get matches and do their...
NBA 2K.
Yeah, and do like... you go to the store to buy more outfits for your avatar and stuff like that. So they're bringing that mode back. And then they're bringing this showcase mode where they're going to do the story of CM Punk and stuff like that.
See, that's the thing with this. I like the 2K games. I do not like or like when I'm doing trophies, for instance. And see, that's why I'm retiring, because then I can play it however. But it's like, I don't like playing your online my whatever to be able to play. Like, I like the back in the days when they had like the showcase mode, and I could play as Rey Mysterio or Edge or somebody like that. Go through it. It's all a single player component, and then maybe you dabble into the online, create a player, stuff like that. Now it seems like it forces you to have to use their online and play a lot, and then their online's glitchy and things like that.
Well, I think it's dumb.
Doesn't work well.
Because they're doing the whole Madden approach that all the sports are doing now, where they have like the cards, and you get the different level of cards and all that stuff like that. And I think that's dumb. I don't even like it in Madden. I stopped playing it once they added that in there. Like, I think I played only like the 1 year that they had it, and then I stopped it.
Better with the MUTs, because when they first did the MUTs, they had contracts.
Yeah.
And then they had injury cards and stuff like that. So like your player could actually get injured, and then you actually had to get contracts and things like that.
I think for like Madden, they should just do the MUT game. Don't do the other Madden stuff on it. Just like I say with Call of Duty, just have the online. Don't do single player. And I'm a big advocate on it because I think the other stuff is like just filler because they're like, oh well, we need to have this because 2% of our population plays just the online one, so we have to have that. And even though most of your money that you're making it is off these card packs, people are buying real money to go buy these card packs. Mm-hmm. But for this wrestling one here, I liked it back in the day when franchise mode was actually franchise mode and it was fun. But I like how they have the GM mode in this one. Like the GM mode is pretty fun. But I think now that Punk is on here, I think he's the second wrestler that has it twice on a 2K game.
He's on there twice. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I think he might be the second one
because he was on there 2013. Mm-hmm. That one was brutal for the platinum, and then he's on. If he's on this one, they haven't. I'm assuming
it is because they're advertising.
Yeah, he would be on there, and I believe Roman Reigns is on there 3 times. So I think he's been on there.
He's been on there 3. Yeah,
I believe he has.
Because I think he had a dual one with Becky Lynch, right?
Dual one with Becky Lynch that I can remember, and
then he had the Bloodline.
One. That's what I can remember, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Undertaker has it twice.
I don't think Undertaker's ever been on it.
I think he has.
Solo or anything.
No, I think he has the deluxe edition ones.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever been on there solo.
Not like
I think he's always been on there as groups, so like when they did SmackDown versus Raw and stuff like that. But see, and those were always the fun ones too because I like them when they have like the GM mode. Like I like playing those, but then it's always the GM mode you have to like they make it so complicated. And that's what I don't like. Like I like the simple. Can I go in there and create a match and be like, this would be cool if John Cena played this, like that would be cool. You can play where it's like you got to get social media fans, and like that was the last one I played on. I don't remember which one I was playing on Xbox, and remember like I was showing you, and it was like you had three GMs. You had to get a certain amount of fans
ratings so that you could number. Like I think that's no, I think that's pretty cool because I like it where then you can kind of build a whole channel. Or build a whole like game based off of that, where it's like, oh well, you're the GM of Raw, I'm the GM of SmackDown. Let's see who can make a better product based off the people that we're able to draft. And it's like you can use the money to draft anybody you want on there, but then if you don't got any money to go do it, and I got money to go steal your person, like I can find that interesting.
Yeah, I find that interesting.
Like to go play it and stuff. So I thought that it's fun.
Non-trophy related, like that would be interesting to do. But it's like when you have to play the game, you have to get 5-star matches all the time. So it's like I basically have to run around, taunt, do all this, hit my signature, hit my finisher, and it's like it's annoying. I remember we would create a wrestler, and then you'd have him walk out, and you hear his entrance and things like that, and like those were the fun times.
Remember back in the SmackDown era, SmackDown 1 or SmackDown 2, where they'd have his like backstage moments, and like your guy could be walking around and stuff could happen to him. And I remember, I think it was SmackDown 1, it could have been 2, I don't remember, but I was basically the undisputed champion. Like I didn't lose
2.
I didn't lose any matches at all, and every match like I played, I won, did it all like that, undefeated. And then it got to a point in the story mode where I just get jumped by somebody and they steal my belt, and now they're champion. I never even lost to them, never once. They just didn't like it that I was undefeated on it.
Because when we played the WWE SmackDown when that first came out, like we put so many years into that game because it was fun, and we actually went and we played it like in a legit version of like the ranking. Because I liked to win the European title and stuff like that, but it was like you put me in that division, and then I will go and battle to try to make it, and it was like never like a. Oh, well, it was always like, I hit my signature, I hit my finisher. And I remember I would play as a bunch of random people until we played it with the creative players.
Yeah, it would be like, okay, well, if they put you in the title match, you get to play the title match. It's not like...
It wasn't like I forced it to win it and I'm holding the title, but it was always fun. Because I remember, too, like, I believe I started with, like, Test. I played with Road Dogg, Kane, and then I ended up having I think I created a Steven Richards or somebody like that, and I played with him. And then, I think we played, like, 60, 70 years or something of that game. Because I remember back in the day, like, that's what made it fun. We did the same thing with Madden.
Mm-hmm.
We would put in 60, 70. I don't remember. I think the franchise was, what, 20 or something like that. Like,
Something like that.
We put in a good amount of franchises. And it was like building. I was building the Titans and things like that. Like, that's what made it. Today, it doesn't make it as fun of being able to play it. Because remember, like, we would play every week. Mm-hmm. Hey, you got a game, let's play.
Yep, and we would do it. And then when they added the one where it's like, it was dumb, but it was like still kind of thing where it was a concession stand. Mm-hmm. Set your hot dog prices, set your popcorn prices, like your tickets to your game and stuff like that.
To me, it was
so
like,
you could get money and stuff.
But it was always fun, and I always curious to know. I may try to find it to see if I can find it cheap, but I want to go back and try like the head coach and see whether or not how good that one is. If I could pretend to be the head coach and see if I could build the Titans to a championship, but like. Games now, when they do this, isn't as fun anymore, I think.
Well, speaking of ripping cards, this will be the segment that we go to do the Pokemon cards. So this one here is the Mega Evolution card. So we'll have a video of us ripping this pack there, and it'll be right here in this. What's up, everybody? Dark Knight 316, and this is the loot box. We're going to be opening up this Pokemon Mega Evolution pack, and this channel is part of the Roundtable podcast. So every week we have a Roundtable podcast where we talk about games and news and everything. And so if you like that, you can like and subscribe to that, or like and subscribe to this as well, so then I can open up more of these packs. And with these Pokemon cards, they make them harder to open than, I think, the Magic's the Gathering cards. So, we'll see. So, this is the first card here. It's called a Tinkle Trick, it sounds like. Then we got this one here, engraved. We got this one, the Sandshrew. I haven't seen the Sandshrew since the OG ones. There we go. We got Sparrow. Haven't seen Sparrow in a while either. And there we go. This one here. Looks like what is it? Tangelia? No, Tangrowth. Oh, it's an evolution form of that one. Here we go. This one we got is it Chiryu? No, Chiyu. That's a Chiyu. And then we also have this one here. The Surfing Beach. There's my Shining Evolution one. Here, this one is Xerneas. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. And then our other one. This one looks like Electra Tyke. And then the last one we have. Oh, I think we might have pulled the good one here. It's a Mega Absol EX. Oh, I think that's a big one. We'll see. And then we got Basic Energy. And then if you guys like it, here's the code. You can go get that one if you can read it backwards. But like always, we rip up these packs here. It'll be Pokemon, Magic's Gathering, whichever. So if you want to see more of this, just like and subscribe, and we'll get on to more of these. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. It's seen on there, so there's the Pokemon card, Mega Evolution. Did we get anything good on that one? We'll find out in the video. Alright, so the next story, Assassin's Creed 4. So they're saying that with this Resynced one, that it's going to be more like Shadows and less like the RPG type styles of them. So, I don't know. I kind of like the Origins and the Valhalla and the Odyssey one where it's more of an RPG style. And I liked playing Black Flag. It's just that, you know, Assassin's Creed to me now is starting to get... Assassin's Creed now is starting to get, boring. It's to the point where they should have done, like, what they did before, where it was, like, instead of coming out every year, it should come out every other year. But then they started getting where they're like, oh, nobody cares about our game. Okay, we need to get it out every year. Like Call of Duty now is like annually, like every year they got to come out with the Call of Duty. Like no, like you can get Call of Duty fatigue. So like that's how I am with the Assassin's Creed. Is like I'm pretty much like fatigued because like anytime I all play one, like I'll never finish it because I'll get to a point where I'm like, do I really want to go unlock every single thing again? And that's what I think is the problem with Ubisoft games today, is they do it where they're all doing the Assassin's Creed effects, where it's like, oh, here's a question mark. Oh, go this. Do climb up this tower or activate this tower to move it. Like that was so overplayed that even Final Fantasy started to do that. They did that with Rebirth, where it was like, oh, you got to climb up to this tower to unlock the other so you can find the chocobo and all this kind of stuff like that. And I'm like,
that's a thing,
that story's been played out.
That's what we were used to though a lot in the PS3 era. Is that's what people copycatted. Open world, you had thousands of collectibles, and it's like I imagine though, like Witcher 3, doesn't Witcher 3 do something like that? It's
yes,
a big world,
but
how many collectibles?
There's so
like
much stuff to do in that game.
But I remember because like my favorite is the of course the Ezio AC2 Brotherhood's one of my favorites, but I remember you having to get all the feathers in AC2, like I think 100 of them just to wear that cape, and you had to walk around every town with that cape. Like to me, what's the point now? I mean, I did it, of course, back in the day, but like, what's the point of getting all these do people, when they get the collectibles, do they actually read through like if it's for a journal, do they read through the journal and go,
I think some do to get into
like, it
lore.
Seems like it's just they want you doing stuff to explore the world.
But I don't think that there's like really, like with these Assassin's Creed, like they don't give you a purpose for them. Because like when you did in Brotherhood and all that, where you had to get those fragments, I don't think that the fragments did anything when you collected all of them. I think it may have. Well, actually, I take it back. I think it did. I think it opened up a special tomb where you got like the best weapons and stuff like that, and the best armor. So at least it did something on it where it's not like one.
AC popular though is the story, because the gameplay is exactly the same thing. The story is what has to make this game good. Like that's what made 2 Brotherhood and Revelation really good, was their story with Ezio and Desmond and stuff like that. And then once you killed off Desmond, it was like the story kind of took a turn, because it's hard to, he was your main character, and then
I didn't even care about that stuff. I hated the futuristic stuff like that. I liked it where it was just a story of Ezio or Altair, or in this case whatever the Kinway or Conway or whatever his name is.
They should do a remake of the first one, I think.
I mean, maybe they might, but like here they're saying that AC Shadow's modern gameplay features. So what that makes me think is they're going to have you switch characters. So you're going to probably play as the chicken in this game, and then him, and then it's going to be like 2 separate stories and stuff like that. Which, like that to me, I don't think is good. Like they tried that with I think it was Syndicate. They had the 2 Syndicate. They tried that with Syndicate, and now they did it again with Shadows. And I don't think that that's a good gameplay, because one, it's like you're trying to tell 2 different stories, but then at some point you're gonna have to tie it all together. And I think that ruins the story where you can just have one coherent.
That's hard to do, because you see RPGs do that all the time, where it's like, oh, you play as a guy and you play as a girl. Like you think of like Star Ocean, the second story. Like a little bit hard to do, to be like, I play as Claude or whatever, and like intertwine their stories.
And it got to a point where it was like there wasn't really any difference between playing, and only just their point of views at one point.
At one point, yeah. And that's usually what happens, is because they can't. Like you see this in Star Ocean all the time. You have the two characters, and it's kind of like, okay, their point meets, and then it's basically who they wanted you as the main character is how it goes through. But
I think they did it the best in AC3, because you played as the dad in AC3, and you didn't even know that when they did the plot twist, and then you ended up playing as the kid, and you find out oh, now you got to fight the guy that you've been playing with the whole entire time. For like half of the game, now you're his enemy, and now you got to go and destroy him.
Do you think
Like,
that they
I
will
think that
have
that's
the
cool.
online mode that was it Wolfpack, or do you think they'll bring that, or it's just going to be a single player?
I hope it's just a single player, but with Ubisoft, they like to add in a bunch of that crap.
And that's what
So-
with this too. Like I played through 4, I did not like the ships theme, and then
Well, they had that in 3, and you liked it in 3.
I liked it in 3, but then it was kind of like starting to play out because I started Unity probably like a year ago, or maybe a little over a year, and it was like same ship theme, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm bored of it because
Well, we tried Rogue because Unity doesn't have a ship.
whichever one after,
Yeah.
because I was trying to play them in order, and that's where I was like, I'm kind of bored of it because like the way that they have the controls with the ships aren't as good. Things like that, and especially when I was playing it to try to get the platinum.
Well, yeah, you have to upgrade your ship to make
I
it
know,
better. And
but
stuff.
it was like even that was stuff. It was like you had to face this level 99 ship, and I had to have the. It was like it is annoying.
You were able to beat it in Cat Quest.
Yeah, I mean, because that was a fun game, but
But like hopefully they don't do the online because like the online in this one for the PlayStation 3 and 4 like had that trouble when they did that one where you had to find the treasure box, find the ship, and then find that well. And I think it was like sharing is caring. I think it was the name of the trophy.
and glitched and everything.
It was like glitchy there. There was no like sure way of trying to figure out how to get it, and everybody had their own thing of like, oh, this is how I did, this is how I did, this is how I did it. Oh, it doesn't work. Yes, it does work. Oh, no, it doesn't. And so I think that they should just get rid of it.
Maybe after Final Fantasy 12, I'll go and load it back up and try it again. But it just gets tough because it's a hard, like, I think AC, especially because I haven't followed it throughout the years because I got tired of it, it's hard to get back into it because I really want to go back and try Origins and Valhalla and stuff like that. Because like Shadows doesn't interest me.
Yeah,
Mirage I played was fun.
When it gets to the RPG ones, I like those ones way better. Probably because I like RPGs better.
Yeah.
So I think that was better there. And plus, like, at least with Origins, I don't know if they did that with Valhalla or Odyssey because I can't remember. But
it's been a while, yeah.
I know Origins, you can be OP'd and take out all the people because they don't scale to your level. But I believe Valhalla, then no matter what, it'll scale to your level even if you OP'd. So,
and I never played Valhalla either.
So it makes it, well then you'd hate it because it has a bunch of ships in it. But
probably would.
But then it makes it where it's like, there's no point of you even grinding because you'll get to the point where they're going to all be the same level, same skill. Like, I want to be that assassin that I spent all this time
at the very
building up,
game.
getting all my, like, smoke bombs and all this kind of stuff. Like, be so OP that I can clear out a whole higher level, like castle or dungeon or whatever and escape out there, and I got the best loot at that point in the game.
That's what I miss in RPGs.
And it makes it so fun because it's like, oh yeah, or it's like, oh, it's too much, they're killing me. Okay, well, I'm going to come back later when I'm stronger. Like, that's cool. When they all scale to your same level or they're all like, they're more OP than you are, then it's like, oh, it ruins the fun.
RPGs, though. They punish you for wanting to power grind. And it's like, if I want to and I want to spend 100 hours at the beginning of the game to power grind, let me. You shouldn't punish me.
I know, because it's like I'm spending, 100 hours in your game. Like, it should just be like...
You should be excited. I spent 100 hours in your game.
Yeah, you shouldn't worry about it.
That's one of the things with, like, Final Fantasy Tactics, for instance. At the very beginning, all the characters scale with your level, and then you can just... You have to make sure you have the best abilities and things like that in order to actually combat it. Which, I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics is a fun game, but that is where it's kind of like, I shouldn't be punished for spending all this time trying to grind out levels.
Yeah.
So.
I know. In Final Fantasy Tactics, like, they had the enemy scale to your levels too, but the story ones did not scale to your levels. Those ones were
some of them
set at the same one for the story levels.
Did towards the end.
And so that's why I was like, oh, this is fun, except for when I get to a rando battle and stuff. But
at least they let you skip them this time. So.
Yeah. All right. So our next story is basically going to be together because the other news that just came out. But this one here was the Resident Evil 5 voice actor hints at a possible 30th anniversary announcement. Now, the voice actor in Resident Evil 5 that they're talking about is Sheva. And so the lady who plays Sheva's voice was hinting that the 30th anniversary announcement could possibly be Resident Evil 5 Remake. And so it got
I hope so.
it got Robert Wheeler Gaming excited because he said that this is his favorite
one.
Resident Evil, and I had good memories in this one too because
Game.
I would play with my buddy on the PS3, and we spent I think the whole day that I could remember just playing finishing the whole game on professional and all that stuff like that.
I remember you buying this game at Target and you brought it home.
Yeah.
And I remember like telling you like, why'd you bring this home? Because I played back in the day the PS2 or the Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation. And I did not like the controls. And I did not like it. And I was like, this is terrible. So I missed out on Nemesis, like Code Veronica, all those. And when they brought this out on the PS3 and you bought it because you're like, oh, this game's really good. And I was like, this game's going to be terrible. And I played it. I was like, oh, I'm loving this game.
Even though the controls still suck on this one where it has the one button to turn around and everything.
As good, but they made it like the game, in my opinion, the game was good. The weapons were great. I loved the weapons. I loved, though, that they just kept like... They made it more action, but they kept you in kind of that, what do you call it, sandbox?
Yeah, where you're boxed in.
It wasn't like, okay, and I think what I also like about this one, too, because, like, I'm playing 2 Remake, I casually played a little bit, and it's not like, okay, I had to go here, and then I had to run back all the way over there, and then I had to run back all the way over here. It was kind of like, I get the key, I run down this part, boom, I unlock it, I run back, face the boss, and you're good to go. Like, that's what I liked.
And what I also liked about this one is the zombies in here were actually pretty smart. So if you were up high, they would try to put up a ladder or find some way to get to you so that then you couldn't just stay in that one spot. I mean, you could because you could get the rocket launcher and just wait till they climb up there and just blow it all up.
Yeah.
But at least that they were smart enough. Or like if you put something over over a window or a door, they're going to try to destroy it so that they can come down. So you can't always feel like you're protected.
Played this one not too long.
Yeah, to finish it.
Years to finish it.
But I remember me and my buddy on the PS3 like playing those games there, and he'd be like, "Oh, you need a health piece here? Drop this one." And then I remember we got onto the one where there were some annoying stages where it was like you're back in the gunner ship and you got to kill the guys that are on the motorcycle coming by, and on professional mode it's like you get hit twice or whatever, it's like game over and you got to restart it. And then it's like you fought that one like this big beast guy where you had to shoot him in the head, but he had the monsters coming out of his shoulders and stuff that he would throw, and you had to keep doing all that. And then I remember like you both had to hit the button controls at the same time for the cinematic one, so you couldn't just put down your controller and watch the scenes because some of them you had to interact with it.
And I think Sheva was a really good character. I think that's what made it. And I think also too because I didn't like at that time follow along too much with Chris's story and stuff like that. But having Sheva as a sidekick, I thought was a really good character, and I think that's why I really liked it was because both the characters worked well.
And then you had Jill, where you got to decide whether to save her or let her die by ripping that thing off, and stuff like that. And then like Wesker, they had it where you can destroy Wesker or, have them continue on.
The only thing I do not like about Resident Evil games, they have you play it like 50 times. That's the only... Because even in this game, you had to... I believe in the PS3 version, it was like you had to beat the game.
Yes.
And then Professional unlocked. But then if you wanted the rocket launcher, I had to play through the game and beat it within 5 hours.
Yes.
And it was like, that was annoying, having to play through... To get the rocket launcher, to use that on Professional mode to go and beat... Professional mode. So like that's where I think we had to play it like 3 times back in the day. And I mean this time I think they unlocked Professional like right at the beginning, so it was a little bit tougher because to be able to go through.
Yeah, because you didn't have the rocket launcher and
but
stuff.
Other than that, it was like such a fun game. I love Resident Evil 5. I hope they remake it, and I'm gonna buy it day one.
If well, come out with the news here. If you could take this story to the bank, but they said that this game is not coming out Resident Evil 5. It's actually Code Veronica is going to be getting the remake. And it's going to get the series a remake because I believe that there's 2 or 3 Code Veronicas. Because I believe that there's Code Veronica 2, Code Veronica X.
I don't think so.
There's only just one Code Veronica?
There is.
I thought that there was 2. I don't know. Maybe this story will tell you... how many Code Veronicas it is. Let's see if it tells you.
I don't remember them being that many. Like, PS2 Classic with the remake full project. 30th anniversary.
Says it's not. They said they wanted 0, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really tell you. They just want Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica. That is the remake on
why
that
are you
one.
talking about that? Let me look it up for you all.
Now, I remember playing Resident Evil 0, and that's pretty fun on there. So they should do it. But it looks like they'll probably bring this one out because I believe this is the one that has to deal with Grace Ashkoff for Resident Evil Requiem that comes out.
And that's why they would.
And so I think that's why they're remaking this one so that you can go play the story of it. So that you can find out, like, what happened to her mom and stuff like that, because I believe this might be the one that has her mom in it.
Yeah, I think it's Code Veronica X. I think
okay.
are the
Just
ones
the
like
two?
that. I think so, but we'll have to look it up later.
Okay.
To be able to find it, because I think it's like, because I remember they had Code Veronica, and I don't know if Code Veronica X was a remake of
Code Veronica. Yeah.
And they're just doing all that, but.
But yeah, so it makes sense that this game would come out, but I was still hoping that 5 would be the one on there. But I don't know if maybe that voice actress does a character in this voice, like in this game. So then maybe that's what she's talking about when she says, "Oh, like look forward to this one on the 30th anniversary." On it, because it says not a Resident Evil 5 remake. It's going to be announced this year. Instead, later this year, a Resident Evil remake that starts with C and ends with Ode Veronica is going to be announced on there. So,
if that is the case, though, I'll be disappointed.
Resident Evil 0, though, does need to be made because I played it on the GameCube on there, and it was fun playing it on the GameCube, but it also got to the point where it was like kind of like annoying where you had to switch to the two different characters because it'll get to a point where it's like you're at this door, but you don't have the key to the door. Now you got to go switch to the other guy to find the key, so then he can hand it through this part of the wall, so that then you can go to that part of the wall to get the key to go to unlock. I think that's annoying.
If you want to play it though, I believe it is on the PlayStation Classics catalog and with trophies. So I think you could play the original one with trophies that they released out.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it because I'd still have to check, but I believe it is. Because remember they were releasing on the Resident Evils, and I think this one got patched with trophies. So
yeah. So it says responses to a teasing social media post from Sheva's Alamore's voice actor surrounding some fun things lined up for Resident Evil 30th anniversary in March. Some fans thought it was Resident Evil 5 Remake and is one of them, but according to Des Golem, it's Code Veronica up next. So
that's Resident Evil 0 in the works too.
And I mean, it has to have 0 in there because that's how it all started with the Raccoon City and the whole Resident Evil going to that mansion and stuff like that, because they were trying to find their old comrades and stuff. And I believe so you got to, I think one of the guys' name in there was Jake, I think it was, but I'm not, Jake or Jack or something like that. But anywho, I wish it was Resident Evil 5. I mean, 5 and 6 need to be remade because they're still stuck on the old consoles, so they need to have a newer one on there. And Capcom likes to bring out these remakes of games. The one game Capcom needs to bring out, since they bring out collections, is they're bringing out the Mega Man collection ones, and they're already bringing out that Star Force one that comes out, I think, in February. But they don't have Command Mission. They need Mega Man Command Mission.
Do it, Capcom. Do it.
Yeah, that's stuck on the PS2, and a lot of people never played it because it's an RPG with Mega Man. But like, what more would you want? It's kind of like, it's not even anything like Mega Man Legends, where most people think that the RPG is like Legends, where this one was a full-blown turn-based RPG with the Mega Man Zero and Axel in it, and it was really cool and really awesome in there, and they need to bring that or remake that one to come out. And I think most of them probably forgot it. I don't know who published it, so maybe Capcom doesn't own that right. Maybe it's like Konami or Square Enix or somebody that does it, so maybe it's some legal thing on it. But I'm all of a fan of bringing games that are stuck on consoles to the modern audience so we can play it and that we can preserve the games, because no game should be stuck on old consoles because you're not going to be able to find those years later, and those things don't even work. It shouldn't all be about billions of dollars. It should just be somebody that
preservation project,
and just bring it out, because that's what these games are gonna be, and a lot of people may like it. So it may get you an extra revenue stream that you never thought that you'd have before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess that's all the stories that's all the stories we have today. So put in the comments, which one did you like the best? Did you think that from that tweet that it would be Resident Evil 5, or did you know that it was going to be Code Veronica, which I didn't know, so I don't think you really knew. What do you think about Sony, nuking all those shovelware games, and do you think it's a good thing, like they should get rid of all shovelware games altogether on there and only put the games that Sony wants on there? What do you think about the use of AI? I mean, we talked about that in our previous episodes on there about generative AI and stuff like that, and now it's getting more of a negative connotation on it. So what do you think about that? Are you excited about Assassin's Creed 4 getting a remake on there? And what about CM Punk? Is CM Punk your favorite wrestler that you're happy that he's on the cover on there? Yes. Or do you think Robert Wheeler Gaming's favorite wrestler should have been on there, The Miz, and he should have been on the cover of there because he has more stories to tell on there. But that's all the stories we have. Like always, we do this, every week. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. And like always, like and subscribe for this channel so we can get more of it. And we're trying to get, more subscribers on there so we can at least get to 15. We're at 11 right now. So we're trying to get to 15 just so that we can keep building up and have a goal to shoot for every month. So hopefully by the end of January, we'll get to that 15 goal. And we'll try to get to it. So keep pushing it. Thank you for everything. And continue to keep gaming. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you in the next one.
Yep.